In this session, we'll continue with the objective questions that we have started in the previous session from the chapter Body Fluids and Circulation. So we'll see the next question 78 from the level 1. So when red blood corpuscles containing both A and B antigens are mixed with your blood serum, they agglutinate. Hence your blood group is dash type. So let us see. Already we know that the RBCs, they have antigens on its surface. Okay, say suppose this is antigen A. So we determine the blood groups basing on the presence of antigens. Okay, so this is A blood group, and in this case I'll take, so these are antigens B on the RBC. So if antigen A is present, then this blood group is A blood group. If antigen B is present, this is B blood group. And okay, if you see both antigens, so here you have both antigens, antigen A and also antigen B is present. So then this blood group is AB blood group. And if we don't have any antigens, okay, so that any antigens, I mean A antigen and B antigen, so no antigen A or B, so hence right, this blood group is O blood group. Okay, right. So we determine basing on the presence of the antigen, so we need to detect that antigens. So what we do is we take a 3 drops, we'll take 3 drops of blood. Okay, so here I have taken 3 drops of blood, and to this I'm going to add, okay, what I call the serum A. So we know that serum consists of antibodies, and another one the serum B, and another one serum D. So when I say serum A, so the serum A will contain anti-A antibodies, means the antibodies that will fight with antigen A. In the same way here, the serum B will have anti-B antibodies. So these are the antibodies that will fight with the B antigens. And serum D will have anti-RH antibodies who fight with the RH antigen. Now, so after mixing these serums with the blood drops, so all these are, okay, blood drop from that person, right? Now here in this serum A, so if the blood gets agglutinated, so if you see the agglutination here, and in this case also agglutination you have seen, then the blood group is A positive. Okay, so this when does agglutination takes place? When there is antigen present, and already the serum is having the antibodies for that, okay, antigen. So here, as this serum A contains A antibodies that will fight with the antigen A, and agglutination takes place. So this confirms that the person is having A blood group, and in this case in the D also, if it right agglutinate, then it is O positive. And if you don't see here any agglutination, then it will be a negative blood group. And if you see clotting in this also. So in A and in B, then the blood group will be AB. If you see clotting in all the three, then it will be AB positive. And no clotting or the agglutination takes place in any of this blood, then it is O negative. You don't see any agglutination in A and B, but agglutination takes place in the D, then it is O positive. So now here he said that they already have, so when red blood corpuscles containing, they have A antigens and B antigens, right? And they are mixed with the blood serum, and obviously when we have this A and B antigens, already I have told that it will be AB blood group here. So hence the person's blood group here, as he did not mention positive or negative, so we will keep this aside. But so we'll consider only with these two. So hence the agglutination will take place in A and also in B. So this is what we call the AB blood group. So this indicates the person is having AB blood group. So the answer is AB, right? So in the material, key is wrong. Change the key to A option. So in the material they have given it as B, that is O blood group. Already I have told you, O blood group means there will be no antigens, but here they have said both A and B antigens are present. So right, so answer cannot be the B option, so it is AB. Okay, right. Then the next question, the difference between systolic and diastolic pressure in human is, we already know the systolic, or the systole, which means contraction of the heart, and the diastole, which means the relaxation of the heart. Now, the difference between systolic and diastolic pressure is what we call it pulse pressure. Okay, so pulse pressure is nothing but the difference between systolic and diastolic pressure. Okay, so that will be measured in of Hg, and what actually this pulse pressure it represents the force the heart generates each time it contracts. Okay, so it represents the force that the heart generates each time it contracts. So that's what we call it the pulse pressure. And this pulse pressure is calculated by by subtracting the systolic pressure minus the diastolic pressure. So that is the pulse pressure is systolic pressure minus the diastolic pressure. So we know that 120 by 80 is the normal blood pressure. Okay, and this is the systolic pressure, and this is the diastolic pressure, right? So hence the pulse pressure will be, the systolic pressure is 120 minus the diastolic, so that is 80. So you have is 40 mm Hg. So the answer is 40 mm Hg. So the difference between systolic and diastolic pressure in human, so you need to take the normal blood pressure and take, okay, so this formula, the systolic pressure minus the diastolic pressure, and you will get a value of 40 mmHg. Next question, the cardiac muscle is found in, so we know that the heart wall is composed of three layers. So the outermost layer is epicardium, then the next layer is the myocardium, and the innermost layer is endocardium. So this is the middle layer, myocardium, and endocardium is the innermost layer, right? So this outer, what I say, epicardium is the one that actually we call it the visceral pericardium. So this is the part of the pericardium which we call it the visceral pericardium, that helps in, okay, protecting the heart, okay, and made up of the right epithelial tissues. The next one, the myocardium. So this is the one that actually contains cardiac muscle, whereas the endocardium is composed of, okay, endothelium. So it's a endothelial layer. Now the answer, as we have come to know, that the cardiac muscle is found not in epicardium, so this is a thin layer that protects, okay, the heart. Endocardium is also a thin layer, and the right, this middle layer or the myocardium is the one that actually consists of cardiac muscle. So here the answer is myocardium. So right, the next question is circulatory system does not help in. So in what way the circulatory system will not help? First option, that is transport of gases, then transport of nutrients, and the third option, transport of hormones, and the passage of impulses. So here circulatory system, that consists of the blood flowing through the blood vessels, okay, so it transports the gases, that is respiratory gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then the blood also transports the nutrients, right, the glucose, amino acids, the fatty acids and glycerols, everything. And okay, even the excretory products will also be transported by the blood. So transport of nutrients it does. Then also it transports the hormones, okay, so the endocrine glands release their, okay, secretions directly into the blood, and the blood carries, okay, to the target organs. Then the last one, the passage of impulses. So circulatory system does not transmit any passage of impulses, and this is actually the one property that belongs to the nervous system. So hence circulatory system does not help in passage of impulses. So option D will be the right. Right, so let's see the next question. So here we have is match the following. So we have two columns. We'll have to match those, okay, two columns. Stroke volume. So first we'll see the stroke volume. So here the stroke volume is 70 ml of blood per cardiac cycle. So it is C. Then cardiac output. So the cardiac output is the stroke volume into number of beats per minute. So it will be around 5000 ml of blood per cardiac cycle. So the cardiac, okay, output is D. Then the third one, the, okay, sino-auricular node. So the sino-auricular node is the pacemaker from where the action potentials generate. So 70 to 75 action potentials per minute. So that is A. Then coming to the P wave. The P wave indicates the atrial depolarization or contraction of atria. So that is E. And the T wave, that is the last wave, which represents ventricular repolarization, that is relaxation of ventricles. So that is B, right? So C, D, A, E, B, that is C, D, A, E, B. So C option is the right option, right, for this question. Next question, thrombokinase is associated with. So we know that thrombokinase is clotting factor 3. So thrombokinase is clotting factor 3. Okay. And this is associated with, okay, so the elimination of urea and other excretory products, okay, from the body. So that is the part of excretory system. The kidneys play a role in this, okay, function. So that is not, okay, the thrombokinase is not associated with this. Then production of erythrocytes from the bone marrow is a process, we call it erythropoiesis. The thrombokinase doesn't play any role in this production of erythrocytes. Okay. Then pulmonary and systemic circulations are part of double circulation. And so this thrombokinase, as we know, it is a clotting factor which plays an important role in coagulation of blood. So enzymatic reactions in the coagulation of blood. So it is an enzyme that, okay, is very much necessary in coagulation of blood. So answer is D. With these questions, I'll stop for the level 1, and now we will see questions from the level 2. Next question is from the level 2. So cardiac activity could be moderated by the autonomic or autonomous neural system. So in our okay sessions, previous sessions, we have seen that the heart is controlled by the brain indirectly through autonomous nervous system, and I told that the heart is controlled by the vagus nerve, the 10th cranial nerve that connects to the sino-auricular node. So here we know that sympathetic system actually stimulates, okay, the heartbeat, whereas parasympathetic system, okay, decreases that stimulation. So it okay relaxes the heartbeat. So here, the first one, the parasympathetic system stimulates heart rate and stroke volume. So no. So I told you already. So sympathetic, okay, nervous system will be the one, okay, which stimulates the heartbeat, whereas the parasympathetic system decreases heart rate. So here stimulation, which means, okay, increases heart rate. So hence the first option, the parasympathetic system stimulates heart rate and stroke volume, is a wrong option. Then the next one, sympathetic system stimulates heart rate and stroke volumes. Yes. So as I told, okay, when the heart rate increases, then the stroke volumes, okay, right, they also increase. The next one, the parasympathetic system decreases the heart rate, okay, but increases the stroke volume. So not at all. So when the heart rate increases, then there will be an increase in the stroke volume too. Then this is a wrong option. Then next, the sympathetic system decreases the heart rate but increases the stroke volume, right. So the sympathetic system decreases the heart rate. No, actually it increases the heart rate. Okay, so hence the stroke volume, okay, is in coincidence with the heartbeat. So here the C and D options will not be the right. So we need to take only the B option. That is the right option. Question: how many times, right, a red blood corpuscle will have to pass through the heart in its journey from the hepatic artery to aorta? So here the hepatic artery is a branch from the aorta. Okay, say the aorta, and this is the hepatic artery. So hepatic artery supplies blood to the liver. So this is the liver, and okay, from the liver the veins will collect the blood, and then they send it to the heart. So we know the right auricle, the right ventricle, left auricle, and left ventricle. Okay, so this the blood, okay, from the liver, okay, through a hepatic vein and then to the major veins, and finally reach this, okay, right auricle. So here from the right auricle the blood passes to the right ventricle. From there the blood passes to the lungs, and from the lungs after oxygenation it returns to the left auricle, and from the left auricle it returns to left ventricle, and from the left ventricle, okay, that is aorta again. So if you see here, okay, that one red blood corpuscle will pass, okay, so this is the one time that is passing through the heart, and after again passing through the lungs it again comes to the heart and passes again one more time to the heart and then to the aorta, and this, okay, circulation. So this is, I'm just mentioning with the arrow marks here. So this is the flow of circulation. So from here, okay, to the pulmonary, okay, artery, to the lungs, and okay, so this is the flow of blood. So with this we understand that red blood corpuscle has passed two times, right, through the heart. So answer is two times. Okay. Next question, diapedesis is, so diapedesis is a squeezing of lymphocytes from capillary walls. So we know that when the blood is flowing through, so when the blood is flowing through the capillaries, and capillaries consists of only a single layer of endothelium, okay, and have a basement membrane. So when passing, okay, the blood passing through this capillary, so this is the capillary. So the WBC cells, like these lymphocytes, have, okay, a property of moving out of these capillaries through the spaces into the ECF, and we know this ECF, some of it is collected by the lymph vessels. So the lymph consists of a lot many the lymphocytes, okay, right. So from here, this movement we call it diapedesis. So diapedesis is squeezing of lymphocytes from capillary walls. So it is not movement of food inside gut, and formation of leukocytes, which is under hemopoiesis, and then squeezing of RBCs. So RBCs will not, okay, come out from the capillaries also. So they cannot pass through these capillaries, right. And we know the shape spherical, okay, right, and biconcave in case of human beings. They are not capable of moving through these minute pores. Only those lymphocytes are capable, and some portion of the plasma, okay, with some nutrients and other substances will escape into the intercellular spaces that forms ECF, right. So answer is the squeezing of lymphocytes from capillary walls is called diaperesis. So right, let's see the next question. So spleen is referred to as temporary endocrine gland, graveyard of RBCs, okay, the largest gland and the store of WBCs. So here the spleen is a secondary lymphoid organ, and this is the largest organ of the lymphatic system. So this is also largest organ of lymphatic system. So whereas the largest gland is the liver. Okay. So spleen is not an endocrine gland. It doesn't produce any hormones. So the first option is not the right one. And of course here, okay, the dead RBCs will be, okay, taken up by this or the processed in the spleen. So because of that, so as the dead RBCs are processed in the spleen, we call this spleen as a graveyard of RBCs. So spleen is referred to as graveyard of RBCs. So it is largest okay, organ of the lymphatic system, not of whole body. Then storehouse of WBCs. The storehouse of WBCs is again the spleen. So we need to consider the B option, that is graveyard of RBCs. The next question, the maximum surface area of a circulatory system is seen in. So here, okay, the heart is only one, whereas arterioles, which are the sub branches of arteries, okay, and the veins, okay, the another, okay, blood vessels who carry deoxygenated blood, but the capillaries are the one who are present in more number. So in every tissue, okay, you will see the presence of the capillaries, and the human body has roughly 7 billion capillaries. So hence they form, right, the maximum surface area of the circulatory system, okay, in the body. So human body, they have 7 billion capillaries. So for that, so the answer is capillaries, not arterioles or veins. So the next question, a drop of each of the following is placed separately on 4 slides. Which of them will not coagulate? So for that coagulation, we know it requires clotting factors. Okay. So the first one, serum, is the one what we have understood, that plasma minus the clotting factors is nothing but the serum. So it will not have, okay, clotting factors, hence it will not coagulate. Whereas the sample from the thoracic duct of the lymphatic system, that has lymph, and the lymph also has clotting factors. Of course the clotting of the lymph is slower than, okay, the normal blood clotting or coagulation. So here the lymph from the thoracic duct also shows a coagulation, and whole blood from the pulmonary vein, that also shows coagulation due to presence of clotting factors and even the blood plasma. So the one which will not coagulate is the blood serum. The next question, which one of the following mammalian cells is not capable of metabolizing glucose to carbon dioxide aerobically? So here, to metabolize glucose to carbon dioxide aerobically, the cells must have mitochondria, that is the cell organelle. So they should have cell organelles to carry out, especially that mitochondria should be present. So in case of liver cells, they have all the cell organelles, and they will metabolize the glucose to carbon dioxide aerobically. Okay, even the WBC cells, they have nucleus, they have other cell organelles including the mitochondria, and they also metabolize the glucose to carbon dioxide. Even the unstriated muscles will also show just like the striated muscles, they also metabolize glucose to, okay, carbon dioxide aerobically. But the RPCs are the one who do not have any cell organelles, so hence they will not, okay, metabolize the glucose to carbon dioxide, and that too aerobically. So answer is RBCs. Right, so the next question, so which of the following acts as a middle man of the body? So plasma, lymph, WBC and RBC. So already we have studied that the middle man, okay, is the lymph, right? So when we have studied, so when the blood passes through the capillaries, okay, so we see some part of the plasma, okay, some WBCs except the RBCs, and okay, other substances will move into the spaces between the cells. So here whatever that occupies between the cells is what we have called it the ECF, extracellular, okay, fluid. And okay, through this, that is what actually the, right, okay, you can take it as the lymph too. So here the carbon dioxide from the cells, okay, will move out into this ECF, and the oxygen that entered into the ECF enters into the cell. The waste materials, okay, will pass into this, and from there they enter into the capillaries, okay, and the glucose from the capillaries enter into the ECF, and from there it enters into, okay, the cells, like this, okay. The blood will never come in direct contact with the cells, it all takes place through, okay, so this fluid, that is lymph. So hence the middle man of the body is lymph. So the next question, the heart murmur indicates a defective heart walls or bundle of his sinoatrial node or the atrioventricular node. So heart murmurs are, okay, sounds which are produced during the movement of blood, okay, in the heart, and that can be heard with the help of a stethoscope. And these murmurs are produced especially when the blood is flowing through the defective heart walls, okay. So hence heart murmur indicates a defective heart wall, okay, heart walls, that is a tricuspid or bicuspid walls, not the bundle of his, okay, right, and the sinoatrial node. So these are the nodal tissues which actually transmit the impulses through them, which help in contraction and relaxation of heart. The next question, an artificial pacemaker is implanted subcutaneously and connected to the heart in patients. So here artificial pacemaker is an instrument, a very tiny instrument that actually sends action potentials, okay, at regular intervals, and that one works just like the sino-auricular node, okay, and that is placed under, okay, the skin. So that is subcutaneously, so they place it, okay, under the, okay, skin, and it is connected to the heart in patients. So as I said, so when we talk this artificial pacemaker is, right, uh, similar to the sino-auricular node. So the in function it is similar to sino-auricular node. So it produces action potentials at regular intervals. And with this we understand that why do we have placed this? Because the sino-auricular node is not able to produce the action potentials at regular intervals. With that, the heart may not contract, okay, rhythmically. So that's what, with irregularity in the heartbeat. So the patients with irregularity in heartbeat, so in them they are going to put this artificial pacemaker. So here, coming to the first option, having 90% of blockage of three main coronary arteries who supply blood to the wall of the heart. Okay, so if it is the case, if the blockage to the coronary arteries takes place, then it results in heart attack of the person, right? Of the because the blood is not properly supplied to the heart wall, and there will be deficiency of oxygen, and that may result in the heart attack. Then having a very high blood pressure, that is completely, different from this, okay, artificial pacemaker, nothing to do with having high blood pressure. Then suffering from arteriosclerosis, that is deposition of cholesterol and other substances in the, okay, wall of the blood vessels, which reduces, okay, the lumen diameter and increases the pressure. So hence we will not consider the A, C, D options. So here it is only concerned with, okay, irregularity in heart rhythm. So to uh, treat this irregularity in the heart rhythm, the doctors will place the artificial pacemaker subcutaneously, and it will be connected to the heart, and that works as a sino-auricular node. So with this, I'll stop here. We'll see in the next session a few more questions from the level 2 and then the level 3 questions.